Welcome, friends. This is Angela with Changes Recovery Services. Usually, I shoot these segments in the day, but I decided to do something a little bit different in honor of the fall equinox, if you will, and shoot this one in the evening. And this segment, I decided to talk about something, the title may be a little bit lurid, but it's very important, especially with September being National Recovery Month. And one of our slogans is always, it's very important with people, places, and things. It's the mantra of whether you succeed or fail, who you hang out with is one of the three best predictors of your success or failure. And this evening I wanted to talk about bad people do bad things, and it should never be a surprise when bad people do bad things. And it's always a paradox that people are surprised when bad people do bad things, which is kind of, I just kind of, it's a head scratcher to me, because, well, that's kind of why they're considered bad people. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. In all the years that I've worked with people and been a counselor, I think that we do a disservice to ourselves and to each other when we start labeling people as an addict or a bad person or anything like that, because none of us are a one-note person. We are multi-dimensional, multi-level people. We may struggle with different issues, including badness, but that's not who we are. And if you are around someone who really chooses the bad path quite often, even then, that's not most likely who they are. And I've been around quite a few people that it's pretty easy to say that they're really bad people or even possessed by Satan, which you really start to wonder. But truthfully, if you begin to kind of peel back the layers, kind of like the layers of an onion, most likely they're insecure, hurt. The old adage, hurting people hurt people. And that's been my experience. The more I've learned about people, it's generational trauma. And I am a trauma-informed care professional, and almost always that's what we see. Even the worst people, if we look back, they didn't start out that way. And it's important to remember that and give them some grace. Give them some space. Doesn't mean you should just let them come in and wreak havoc over your life. And kind of that's where I'm going with this post. It is important to remember that it should never surprise you when quote-unquote bad people do bad things. That may be their thing, their just kind of what they're marred into. They may not be motivated to do any better, anything else. They may not even realize that there is another way. But if you are, and you see, and hopefully if you're watching my post, then you do see a different way, limiting the time that you spend with them is important, because maybe they might get to a point of wanting to change someday. There is something that I learned very early as a neophyte counselor that one of my wonderful mentors told me a long time ago. Like, Angela, chances are you will not get to be around to reap very many harvests or see very many harvests with the people you work with. But doesn't mean you can't plant a lot of seeds. And the same can be true for not just counselors, but with anybody. Just because someone is cruel, and it is very difficult to rise above it, especially when someone is cruel to you. Believe me, I know, I've spent a lifetime with this sort of thing. But you don't have to get down in the mud with them. Limit the time you spend with them. But try to give them some grace, give them some space, and move on. That being said, as you get better in your journey, in recovery, in whatever, in your discernment, hopefully you can begin to spot these types of people and limit your path that you take with them, because chances are they're going to be very bumpy roads, and you can decide how much is going to come out of this from the beginning, because I have gotten pretty good at kind of, saying right up front that this isn't going to, how far do I think this is going to go with this type of person, because most people are not very good at hiding their personality, and you can make that decision. What is it that you're hoping to get? And I don't mean that you are meaning to get to take advantage of people, but if in situations like jobs, relationships, or whatever, in a situation or a scenario, what are you looking for? What is your end game? Because we all have one, and with the people involved, size up their personality as best you can. If you are seeing telltale signs, then you need to apprise these personality types, especially past behavior is best predictor of future behavior. Past behavior types are best predictors of future behavior types. People don't change overnight, and oftentimes people are not going to change without some type of an external force that comes along. And you need to apprise that situation and make that determination, especially people in recovery. This is a big reason that a lot of people relapse time and again, and to their absolute peril, end. But it doesn't have to be recovery; it can be in anything. People who go time and again in jobs to their peril. I know I've done this time and again when I work for other people. Time and again in relationships. What is it that keeps sabotaging you? Could be you self-sabotaging because you're picking people that it's just time and again, just not, you're picking people that are a poor match for your innate personality. So hopefully these words have been imparting some, I don't know, comfort would be the right term to use, but maybe there's something that some of you maybe needed to hear. So as we move on through the seasons, as we moving into the fall, summer is ending, and we're moving into the beautiful fall season as the days move on by in 2023. I wish you a wonderful rest of this wonderful evening as we move on into this fall season, as we are winding into what can be a very stressful holiday season. We will take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and it's always the best way to take things. Till next time, I'm Angela Bozarth with Changes Recovery Services.